The date was August 8th, 1945, and Yuki, a young boy from Fukuoka, Japan, was waking up after a night of very little sleep. Yuki has been having nightmares because 2 days ago, on August 6th, the Americans dropped their powerful atomic bomb on the city of Hiroshima, no more than 100 miles from where Yuki and his family live in Fukuoka. The atomic bomb was a powerful weapon created by the Americans from the splitting of atoms. It was used by President Harry S. Truman in an effort to force the Japanese to surrender and end the war. Hiroshima was the Japanese city on which the first atomic bomb was dropped on August 6, 1945. After having his breakfast, Yuki decides that he will try and forget about what happened 2 days before by going out and playing baseball with his friends from the neighborhood. Before leaving the house, Yuki thought he should tell his father that he was going to go outside and play with his friends. When Yuki told his father he was going to play baseball, his father started to get very angry with Yuki. "Don't you remember your Uncle Kiko?" yelled his father. Kiko, Yuki's uncle, had moved to America with his wife and child 8 years ago to try and play on an organized baseball team. Yuki's father reminded Yuki that when the war with America started that Kiko and his family were taken by the Americans and moved to a relocation camp. Relocation camps were special camps in the United States designed to detain Japanese Americans during the duration of World War II. With his father's reluctant permission, Yuki rushed out the door with his baseball mitt and bat in hand. When Yuki arrived at the neighborhood park, his friends were already there, throwing the ball back and forth. As Yuki played baseball with his friends, he began to think about everything his father had said about baseball being an American sport. As Yuki continued to think about baseball in America, he remembered something that he had heard about on the radio. Just like his Uncle Kiko, thousands of Japanese people living in America had been moved to relocation camps during what Americans called the Japanese Internment. Japanese Internment was the period of time during America's conflict with Japan when America relocated thousands of Japanese immigrants and citizens living on the West Coast to relocation camps. After thinking about the thousands of people just like his uncle who the Americans had imprisoned in these camps, Yuki decided to stop playing baseball and convinced his friends to play hide-and-seek instead. Yuki slept well that night because of how hard he played with his friends and was looking forward to starting the day fresh. Yuki joined his father for breakfast and told him how he and his friends stopped playing baseball the night before because of how America was treating Japanese people like his uncle living in America. As Yuki was telling his father about the game he and his friends had played instead, the house began to shake and they heard a massive boom off in the distance. Immediately, Yuki and his father got up and hid in the closest closet in fear of an American bombing raid. After waiting in the closet for a few minutes with no more explosions, Yuki and his father stepped outside, and to the south, they saw a huge mushroom cloud rising into the sky. Later that day, Yuki's father heard over the radio that Nagasaki had been bombed by another atomic bomb. Nagasaki was the Japanese city on which the second atomic bomb was dropped on August 9, 1945. Luckily, Nagasaki was far enough away from Fukuoka that Yuki and his family were safe from the explosion. But that was the day that Yuki vowed to never play baseball again.